Dr. Rick here, putting in the Knightsbridge seat covers, waterproof, with a slightly lighter seat where the heating and cooling comes through, because this is a supercharged Range Rover L322 from 2010. Now, the front seats have been profoundly challenging. The back seats seem to be quite easy. I was able to get the slip cover over the top of the passenger seat, small side, the 40 of the 60, and that was quite simple. Just Velcro it around, 30-second job. Trick was getting the seat headrest out, pushing in this releases it, push in, click, 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 out it comes. Then you're all set. Now I'm going to start working on the seat bottom, which has been quite nasty. Lord knows what owner did that, or what it was, or how I tried to fix it in the past, but nothing worked. Then we're going to go with something like this. It's going to cover it up very nicely. So now the seat bottom's on. The trickiest bit was to get these underneath here. It's quite a tight fit, best with the seat down, and then feed through with both hands, kind of hugging the seat. And then the Velcro, or hook and loop fastener, if you're a copyright attorney, is very, very sticky. So it just keeps sticking to everything around it. But once it's all set, and these little loops are coming up and kind of pirating off of the side, then something stuck. So what was hanging me up there was I had this strap running through this area, and it didn't like that. So if I put it on the side, then voila, sits very nicely. And I'm sure you'll agree. Oops. Well, that looks a lot less crappy. All right, so still a bit of a wrestle. Do seem to have these all attached now. And this is the back, the 60 side of the 60/40 split. Not really sure what this Velcro's for. Maybe for the dog guard so it doesn't rub. I don't know. It's a nice tight fit. Very specific. The middle seat was a little strange. In that there's this center release, so you got to release this here. The headrest goes on separately. The headrest itself does not come off, apparently, despite my prying. So you just put the cover on over it. And there you go. The other sort of strange thing was that with this release, in mine, there's a cup holder cubby box here, but the cover goes over that. And then there's an open area back here, which I think is for the ski pass-through. But I don't know how these Velcro tabs attach to anything down here. So a little mysterious, but mostly okay. Very seldom used for cup holders anyway, so that should be fine. Overall, a much nicer look in the back seat. The headrest covers didn't fit, but overall, very nice appearance compared to... Here I am underneath the seat. Here's a nice little tidbit. This is a strap that goes underneath the pocket in the back seat, and it's a cover. And if you just use this to unhook over the bar that it comes from, suddenly you get all sorts of room down here. That makes it a lot easier to put in these straps. Hey, Dr. Rick here. I just wanted to go over the seat covers that I put in from Knightsbridge for the L322 2010 Range Rover Supercharged with winch. And it's done, and it looks really good. Here is how the front seats look. We added the extra stitching. John hooked me up with that. It was terrific. The bottoms look really good. This is where most of the wear was, and there were even some like superficial tears that weren't all the way through. And this is that thinner material that's going to be able to still communicate the heat and the cool from the cooling and heating system that's underneath there. The best way to get out these was the 4 bolts that hold the chair, to undo those, and then you can tip the chair backwards and forwards very easily. The trick was to get this E12, which is a female star socket, and then just remove the bolts, tippy tippy, put it back, screw it back in. No unplugging of wires. Everything works afterward, and it just allows you to get under there. I didn't have skinny enough arms or articulate enough fingers or whatever. Putting the seat covers in the rear, no problem. You don't have to unbuckle anything. Just tip forward and back. And when I did the seats for my Discovery, that was no problem. There was enough room. This one, there's a bunch of stuff over there. It's really tight. So I'd highly recommend just undo the bolts. It was a big step for me, and it ended up, like so many things, being actually not a big deal after all. So the headrests do not have the cover on it. They came with covers, but the covers are only fitted for those that do not have the video screen in the back, which still works. So I figure, let's not cover them up and try. I might cut out the center of them just to show how that works, just to get a cover on there at all. But I don't think it looks bad with the original head part and then the cover over the seat. This is how the seat itself looks on the driver's side. Easy to slide in and out. Still has that little window here so you can get to all your controls, and it goes on the outside here, and it's more toward the inside of the seat belt on this side. And then there are the arm covers. I never use these things. My son loves these. He pulls them down all the time. I think it makes it too narrow. So the back seat now, you can see the back of the chairs has the little logo right here, which I think is freaking classy, and has an opening for the back pocket. And this is where I have my little disc player because the native one doesn't work, but when you plug it all in, it powers to the screens, and that's kind of funny. Not really used, but just kind of funny to have. And then I think the seats just have a really nice proper finish to them now that they're all reinstalled. And as you can see, my wife drives this to her landscape design job. So, it's $100,000 car, and she just chucks like bags of dirt in it. So really good to have some seat covers on. Really dresses it up, makes it much easier to clean things, and it really adds a lot of polish to a car that's 13 years old and otherwise is just gorgeous. So gotta say, very pleased with the Knightsbridge. Keep doing all the great work, and I'm getting no money from them or anything. I just thought people should know about it. And a car of this age that gets sat on this much is probably going to need seat covers eventually. And I think this was a really good choice. And they were sponsors at the National Rally a couple of times and have taken good care of the clubs. So I would say Knightsbridge, way to go.